How is life? How is everybody? So I'm trying to see. So yesterday I was live and I was in the middle of telling you guys about my cat situation, how I became a cat, almost became I kind of did become the crazy cat lady, but how that went down and where they all are and so forth. So anyway, so I want to get back to that. I'm on the hunt this morning for those blank birthday invitations, and I'm tempted to go to some dollar store to see if they have them, but then again, I also don't want to be running around for hours, so I don't know. But it's for my son, so we're gonna be putting on a little birthday party, which is good. Who doesn't want one of those? Just trying to figure out, because it's kind of early, and I think a lot of these dollar stores are still closed, so I just have to find a good place to get these, the kind of birthday invitations where it's like pre-printed and you can just write your info in. I used to do all the like photo ones and custom and all that, but let's kind of keep it simple, y'all. I mean, money doesn't exactly grow on trees around here, at least here it doesn't. I don't know about you, but anyway, so there's that. And then I wanted to update you guys on like the whole school situation and what's going on with that. So anyway, there's so much to talk about. I'm excited about today. I want to see how you all are doing, and I'm so sorry for yesterday because I was literally in the middle of telling you guys about something, and I was actually planning to get out of the car to go to the playground with my kids, but in the meantime they had started this big fight, and like I had told them that if they fight, then whoever started the fight or was the main problem in the fight or whatever would have to go home. And so long story short, we had to go drop one of my kids off at home, and then the other kid had nobody to play with at the playground because there was no kids there, so I was like, forget it. And so I never came back on live yesterday, but that's life. So today I can catch up on all that and more. So yesterday we were talking about, somebody asked me, like, I don't know how it came up, but like asked me if I have like a cat or something, and I said, well, I used to. And I used to almost, my husband saved me within minutes of becoming the crazy cat lady. I gotta be real with you guys. Like, I could have ended up unmarried crazy cat lady so easily. So this is how it happened. I'm gonna start the story over again. I had a nice condo when I was working in my 20s, and it was clean and wonderful, and I had bought this $2,000 Haverty's sofa, and it was so cool. And then I went to work one day, and there was this scrawny, skinny cat sitting on my doorstep. Like, it was a condo, kind of like a townhome, but it was a condo. And so this scrawny little thing, hi Skippy, this scrawny little thing, hi Letty, hi Articate. I'm just telling you guys the story of how I ended up the crazy cat lady almost. So the scrawny cat is at my doorstep, and I go off to work, and I'm just like, oh, hi cat, kind of pat it on the head and dash off to work. Well, 8 hours later, I come back from work, and the cat is still sitting in front of my door, looking even scrawnier and tinier. So I was like, okay. So I ran to the nearest store, bought 3 cans of cat food, and then she ate it all at once in one sitting. So I was like, oh man, that cat really was hungry, So I was like, okay, well, have a nice night, cat, nice knowing you. And I opened the door to get back into my condo, and this cat runs in with me. And I was like, wait, what? And she jumps on my $2,000 Haverty's sofa with me and sits on my chest right here. And I was like, and then there was like this internal like thought, like, I was like, is this how I meet you? I just knew, like, okay, this is my pet now, you know? So I think she came from somebody who had moved out and left her behind. That was just my thought. And this cat didn't really have fur. It was so kind of starved and scraggly. It looked more like hair, like long hair, you know? So I named the cat Harry, and I thought it was a man. So I said, oh, Harry, you're my cat now. What do I do? So I ran out and got cat food and all these things, a cat litter, all these things I didn't have to deal with before. And Harry got really fat, I thought, from eating all this cat food. But Harry didn't get fat. Harry was a Harriet, and she was pregnant. And so Harry had babies in my apartment, in my condo, and then I had Buster and Frosty and Harry. And then I was like, oh my gosh, you know, so Harry was an indoor cat now. And hi guys. And so I was like, well, I have these three, you know, and I was like, well, as the babies get older, I'll just have all these cats fixed, you know, whatever. Well, then one night Harry jumped off my balcony onto a car that was parked under there and came back the next day, and I didn't think much of it. And then lo and behold, Harry got pregnant in that one night. And so, yes, I totally should have gotten Harry fixed. I take full responsibility for it. But long story short, Harry had another baby, and that baby's name was Uno, because there was just one baby. And then I had to go out of town kind of unexpectedly. And so while Harry was still nursing Uno, and so my parents went to watch Harriet, and I don't know what exactly happened, but I was gone for quite some time. And when I came back, there was 3 more cats. So then obviously the very first thing I did was drop everything I had and got Harry fixed. But then I had Buster, Frosty, Uno, Mr. Peepers, Bigfoot, and Fluffy in this 2-bedroom condo with a white Haverty's couch. So I had met my husband, my future husband, before I had all these cats. And so he kind of saw my evolution into like this cat situation. And I told him, I was like, I think you need to marry me soon, because I am becoming the crazy cat lady. For real. Like, I can see it happening. And so he said one of the things he liked most about me was the fact that I didn't have any animals, because he has super big cat allergies. And now here I was, like, we had gotten into a relationship, and I started amassing all these cats, and it got to the point where he could spend maybe like 5 minutes in my house before he could like no longer breathe. So it was like, how is he supposed to marry me, you know? And so, bless his heart, anyway, and ended up, it's kind of funny, we ended up buying a house with a separate, like a laundry room kind of thing. And so the cat's indoor area was the laundry room, and it had like a thing to the outside, so they could, you know, if it was raining or thundering, they could go be safe in there. I put their food in there, and then they could go in the yard and stuff. So, hi, happy birthday, Skippy. Anyway, hi, Bozo, Letty. Anyway, and then what happened is these cats kind of, over time, sort of found different homes. Like, I don't know how to say it, but like, you know how like cats sometimes pick their owners, like Harry picked me. I didn't run out and buy a cat. The cat just kind of like found me or something. I don't know. And I think that's kind of how it went with some of Harry's kids, you know. I mean, Harry ended up moving next door to this lady named Paula, And Paula called me one day. She's like, hey, your cat's kind of living here. I said, that's fine. Do you mind? And she's like, no, we love her, you know. And then a couple of months later, she calls me. She's like, hey, Harry's not feeling well. So I had to pay $400 vet bill for a cat who lived like next door, which was so funny. She'd come by occasionally and say hi, but most of the time she was at Paula's, and Paula was really nice. Bigfoot disappeared. Like right when we moved, he kind of ran off and we never saw him again, which I thought was so funny. And we had like occasional sightings of him, like literally like as you would expect from somebody named Bigfoot. And then like years later, I walk down the road and then I see Bigfoot. He recognizes me. I recognize him. I'm petting him. And somebody jumps out of their house and it's like, oh, Bo, come over here. So he got renamed Bo. He was very loved. And it was funny. Like I told the people, I'm like, I know this cat. You know, I didn't go into like the fact that like that was my cat before, you know, because they loved him so much, and they were kind of like, they didn't want to talk about the fact that like that wasn't originally their cat. But anyway, and then Frosty moved out, and so different cats went different places, and the rest of them we had until they died. You know, just things happen, you know. And it was funny, Bigfoot, because he ran off, I was trying to find him, and so I saw on the local animal shelter, like I thought maybe somebody had like picked him up or something, and there was a cat that was like matching his description, which, you know, how do you even describe a cat? But anyway, but they didn't have a photo, so I drove out to go see if that was Bigfoot, and it wasn't, but it was the cutest cat ever, and his name was Hector, and he reached his little paws out through the cage and held me, and so, and it's a kill shelter, so in that shelter that I went to was a kill shelter, and they only hold these things for 5 days. And then so every day, it's so brutal. There's like 5 rooms, and if a cat comes in, they put them in one of these 5 rooms, and they kind of rotate like which room to kill next. It's really, it's terrible, you know. So he was on day 4 of 5. Hector was. So I called my husband. I said, you know, this cat here is not Bigfoot. And he goes, oh, good. I said, I know, but listen, his name's Hector. He held me, and I know we can't have any more cats, right? And tears were just streaming down my face, because I knew this cat was gonna, you know, that was his last day on earth, tomorrow. And my husband was like, what's one more? So Hector got put in a box, and we, like, our cat population grew, you know, so. And then there was some other cats in the neighborhood. I'll tell you guys about some other time. There's some pretty funny cat stories. But so yeah, to finish up my story from yesterday, yes, I've had cats, like lots of them. We don't have cats anymore, and I'm kind of surprised by that, because I thought we always would. But we're in the dog phase now, and yeah, just even this morning, man, I mean, either you're a nurturer or you're not, because like just this morning, my husband walked our dogs, I fed the fish, I found a bee who was like tired on the sidewalk, and I had heard when you see them exhausted, give them water and like sugar water or honey or something. So I did that. And then this great egret was sitting in front of our house. So we attract animals, like we are just nurturing people, and I think animals pick up on that fact. So maybe we'll have cats again in the future. Our neighbor has kittens, and it's bizarre to me that my kids haven't brought them home, but nobody's brought any kittens, so that's good, because we really don't need more stuff to feed and more stuff to take care of. We got plenty of that, you know. I'll say this, we are just so, like, I don't know, just, we like life, you know, and we're passionate about, I don't know, we're just passionate about having a full house, a full life. Oh, it is, yeah, it is what it is, right? So, yeah. So that's kind of the story of the cats. How's everybody's day going, by the way? I've been a babble mouth this morning, and I get it. I need to find a better place to put this phone. It is like a constant situation in this car. It's just, there's no good place. Maybe like that. I have to hold the phone like the entire time. I wish I had one of those things people have, like the clip thingy they can put somewhere. Don't have any of those things. All right, y'all. Have you guys subscribed to my channel? Because I would love to get to 100 subscribers before the weekend. I think that'd be really cool. All right, y'all. Have a good day.